I know instantly that this email is a scam. Okay, it's probably got viruses associated with it. It's a phishing email. It's a scam. Okay, whatever you want to call it, you don't want to be clicking on it. But I showed the same email to two different people and they both agreed with me. It looked suspicious, but they didn't know why. They couldn't really put a finger on it. They couldn't say for certain that it was definitely a scam. They said they wouldn't be clicking on anything, but they weren't sure why. So let me show you and them why it is. Now the first question is, am I expecting this email? And the answer is no, I'm not expecting this email. So if you get an email from DHL delivery or something like that, and I'm not expecting anything from DHL, well, that's probably going to be a scam. If I get an email from the US government wanting to give me money back, well, first off, I'm in the UK, and let's be honest, no one really wants to give you money back. If you get an email from someone saying, well done, you've won a car, the odds are you've not won that car unless you've actually entered that specific competition, and you'll probably remember doing so. So don't click on any of those things. Now this one here, this email is a little bit different because I shouldn't be expecting this, okay? It's 6 undeliverables, which I assume is emails. So I'm not expecting there to be undelivered emails, so therefore, they're trying to trick me into this. What else is there that shows that, it's going to be a scam? Well, this bit here, we've got quarantine sync error. What on earth is a quarantine sync error? Now, a lot of emails get quarantined, or some emails get quarantined, so it'll probably be that. A sync error, well, I'm not IT support. I'm not dealing with no errors, so I shouldn't really care about that. But again, it's a little sign because it's not being very specific. What is a quarantine sync error? They've tried to add a little bit of trust into this though, so it's got my email address on there. Don't be fooled by the fact it's got your email address in there. It is not hard to find or work out your email address. I'll give you an example. So I'm on LinkedIn. I've got lots of people following me. I've got my job listed on there. It's not hard to find Alan Dixon and who I work for, or one of my many clients on LinkedIn. It's very easy to do. And what they do, if you work for a company, they've probably got a pretty standard email address. So for instance, if you work for IBM, your email address, if your name is John Smith, it might be john.smith@ibm.com. Okay, there's an example. It's very easy to work these things out. So if you work for West Sussex Council, then it will be john.smith@westsussex.gov.uk. And I know that because I used to work for different councils and it was always .gov.uk at the end of it. So it's not hard to work these things out. If you tell me your name and your company you work for, I can have a pretty good stab at working out who it is. So, just because it's got your email address in there doesn't mean it's trustworthy. It's not. That is very easy to work out. Also, my CV is on so many different recruitment boards over the internet. Again, easy to find out my name and who I work for, and then try and put those two things together. So the next thing I'm going to be conscious about, who is it from? Well, it's a mail delivery alert from mail@maildelivery.com. Who are maildelivery.com? I don't know who they are. That's not my company, okay? That's not my client, maildelivery.com. And also mail delivery alert, just to let you know, this bit here where it says mail delivery alert, well, when you create an email address, you can set that to say whatever you want. That could say Mickey Mouse, okay? You can say whatever you want. Okay, so where it says Alan Dixon, that's me. That could be set up to say A Dixon or Mr. Dixon, whatever you wanted. Okay, so don't trust any of these type of things. But the reason they've gone for this is to make it look official. They've also made this email look a lot like the type of thing you'll get from Mimecast or any of those other email blocking services. So again, companies I've worked for use something like Mimecast, where it stops some of the emails coming in, give me the opportunity to look at the email in the sense of who's the sender and what's the topic before I decide whether to release it or not. So again, it's kind of hinting at that type of thing, and it's building that trust because a lot of people will be familiar with that type of thing, and their email addresses are going to be laid out in a similar format. Anyway, moving on. We've established it's from Mail Delivery Alert, but it's also from Nailer.com. Okay, so that's a different thing. They're Mail Delivery Alert and Mailer.com and MailDelivery.com. That's different. And what have we got here? Microsoft. Oh, it's from Microsoft and Nailer support and MailDelivery.com. So please make your mind up as to who it's from. Essentially, look at the credibility. Does it look credible if an email is from that company, whoever they are, and that company and that company? And the answer is no, by the way. So again, it's another type of thing you go, okay, I don't trust it. Just to let you know, Nailer.com, I quickly looked them up. They actually supply like air conditioning units for big industries, that type of thing. So why would they be holding onto my emails? Doesn't make any sense. The reason they put Microsoft in here, 2020, by the way, making this video at the end of 2022. But anyway, why they put Microsoft in here is to offer that credibility again, because we're using Microsoft product. I'm in Microsoft Outlook at the moment. Is to offer that trustworthiness. Do not trust it. Going up to the top here, then we've got hello Alan Dixon. That's me. Alan Dixon. It's in this kind of purple font. It's the same color as something that you click on. So if you had a hyperlink and you clicked on it, and it would then change color to show that you've clicked on it. Well, it's gone to that color. I've not clicked on it because there's nothing to click. It's just text. So again, it's their way of kind of creating this kind of trustworthiness, because it's suggesting that you've already clicked on that at some point somewhere within Outlook. Again, don't trust it. It's just a colour purple. Alan Dixon, yes, that is my name. It is not hard to work that one out. So just because it has your name on it, it doesn't mean it's trustworthy. Notice this little mistake. Now, there's lots of mistakes in this email. I'm not going to point them all out, but I'll show you some of them. Mistake here, we've got a comma, and the comma's in purple as well. Well, a professional organisation wouldn't have that. They wouldn't have all of this in purple. What have we got here? Well, we've got the delivery of 6 new emails to your inbox has been prevented. Capital Y for you can review these. Well, again, that's not professional. So indicating to me that it's not trustworthy. We got the font size. So we got this particular font size here. We got severity, and then the font size drops where it says time and activity. Also, after severity, you've got a big gap and then a question mark and high. Now, again, look at the formatting. That doesn't look professional. But the word high is to create urgency. These emails, 6 new emails into your inbox has been prevented. And it's like, oh no, I don't want them to be prevented. I want them to go into my inbox. So again, it creates that urgency, panic. And because you've got urgency and panic, you're more likely to try and click on something you shouldn't be clicking on. So that's the reason for that. If that said severity low, you probably think, well, who cares? Well, they put high, for a reason. Don't be surprised if you see them say things like, you must act upon this within 24 hours or these will be deleted. So it's that type of thing. Creates that urgency. And then we've got this release message button. Just to be clear, do not click on this. Do not click on this ever. Okay, I'm just going to be as simple as that. Do not ever click on this. What this is going to do if I click on it, it's going to do one of several things, or it might do multiple several things. It's likely to take me to a website, and the website will contain viruses, and then the viruses will be getting onto your computer, so you do not want that. Or it might be trying to download something, so it might take me to a website which will download instantly something to my computer and then ask me to install that. I do not want that. Or it might take me to a website where it wants me to fill in information. So it might take me to a website where it's like saying, well, I need your username and password. The moment I give it my username and password, it then has my username and password for this company, which is definitely not good. It might then carry on and ask further questions, security questions, mother's maiden name and things like that. The more information you give it, the worse it is. So simply put, do not ever, ever, ever click on release message. Now, many years ago, I did accidentally click on one of those buttons. I'll be honest with you, I was moving my mouse over to delete it, and my mouse, the finger slipped and accidentally clicked on a bit of the email. And the button wasn't that big. The button was, basically the entire size of the email. I clicked on that and, all hell broke loose, in all honesty. It took me a good couple of days to get my computer working again. It was an absolute nightmare, so don't do it. But I'm going to show you something else anyway. Now, if I hover over this, down the bottom, you'll see it's trying to take me to a website. Now, I'm very careful of this, but you can see it's going to want to take me to a different website. So this website is a template.com and then lots of coding after that. Now, I've done a little bit of Googling, and it looks like that website is actually a website used by people to create false cyber attacks. So what happens is that you would click on that, and it's actually been set up by your organization to see if staff will click on it, and if they do click on it, they've obviously then failed their cyber security training. But don't ever click on it, because it might not be that. And also, all you need is a slight variation in that name. So it says a template.com, but if it said a templates.com or a tem-plate.com, then you're going to be going off into somewhere else. But do not ever click on that. Do not do that. Do not click on it. Okay. Anyway, I think this email is maybe my company doing a little check to see if there's any cybersecurity or instance or training that's needed by me. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to fall for it because it might not be that. It might be a genuine virus. So what I need to do is right click on that, and you can at minimum go to block, or even better, go to report phishing. What happens then? It'll go to your IT security team, and then they'll deal with it. And I have reported many phishing emails or scam emails over the years, it is worthwhile doing it. If this was just in my normal Gmail account or my Yahoo or Hotmail, whatever people use, I'll be just blocking the sender. Block the sender, then you'll never get an email from them again. Or even better, I wouldn't even have it on for this long, I'll just delete it. There you go, job done. So those are things to be looking out for. As I say, do not, just because it has your name on it, do not trust it. Do not click on anything. And if you weren't expecting the email, it was probably a scam in the first place. I'm going to create more of these. I do have more emails to show you. You can see here I've got one for DHL Express Delivery. Okay, so that one there is definitely going to be a dodgy one, because I haven't got anything waiting from there. Also, I've got one from Digital Share. You received secure documents. Well, I'm not waiting for any secure documents, so I'm going to be creating some videos covering these ones. But I've got other email addresses which have got loads of scammy virus emails in there. And I'm going to create lots of videos to show you all the different things to be aware of, because in all honesty, I don't want any of you falling for them. Anyway, make sure you subscribe to my channel, like the video. Thank you very much, and I'll keep creating more content.